Hi, in this video we'll talk about the URLs inside the code generated. I'm still in the order handling program, and all the URLs start in the order handling subprogram here, where we have a urls.py. We will see that there is a link to index, which is the main menu. We have an index link to the admin system, and then we have links to accounts, which is basically login and registering users, etc., etc. Standards, which covers file, image, comment, attachment, and a number of other things like tree views and my admin page, delete records and stuff like that. And lastly, we have the three defined schemas, and I will pursue into orders now. So let me double click on orders here. Underneath orders, we have another urls.py, which is referred to from here. There we go. So when we get in here, we under orders, we have an index, we have a search, and then we have the three tables within orders: inventory, inventory transactions, and customer order, where we point at both the URLs and the URLs extra for your specific links. The search URL is basically, it's easier to show. If you are at a certain, for instance, the database model at a certain scheme, then you have in this menu, you have a search item here, and I'll just type in quantity, for instance, and I will find all the fields that has to do with quantity, and I can navigate into one of them. The call that I did when I pressed that search button, that's this one. We can go into inventory underneath orders and to URLs in there. And in here you again have another level of the URL. You have a list, you have a sort, which is basically when you set the sort order of something. You have the detail, you have update and create, you have delete in there, and you have export. Then you have links to field group forms, which basically is updates, and you have an API index. We have not talked about APIs yet. This structure is alike in any given table, and if we look at the three levels here, we start out by, for instance, orders, so /orders after the HTTP, then the table name, for instance, /orders/inventory, and then /list or /sort or /the ID to get details, the ID /update to update, and so forth. So the URLs are built up in kind of three levels, and of course the address in the web browser is following these three levels as well. Underneath standards, we have a URLs as well. And just to go through what that covers, we have an index, that's the menu. We have a search. Those are basically never used because we don't go directly into the other topics here. We go usually through other links. But we have the action log, we have the bookmark, we have the comment attachment, file and image attachment. We have the My page, which is easier to show here. That's the My page. So if I go into the admin here, we are into My page. We have the tree, which is when you click the tree icon in a record. We have the history, which is when you click underneath the information icon in a record. Then we have delete old and import records, which is probably easiest to see like this. Delete old records is when you click the delete button here. Here you can actually go in and say, I want to delete all the records that is created before a certain date. That click here will trigger the URL from before. I'm not going to do it. And you have one for each table in the system. The same way you have an import possibility where you can go in, you can upload an comma separated file or whatever kind of file you want, and you can import, and that will trigger the import records URL down here. And the last one you have is a group access report, which is only available for administrators, but it looks like this. Admin page, and you have this group access report here, where basically you can see all tables, and you can see the different defined user groups there are in the system. In this case we only have customer, and you can see what they are allowed to do via icons. This is a very nice facility when you set up security on larger systems. So that's about it. That's what URLs are all about. A lot of the stuff I went through here is common Django knowledge, but since we kind of have another level of folders in this system where each table have their own subfolder inside the schema, well then there's a little more to the URLs here than in a standard Django application. I hope you enjoyed the video here, and see you next time.